This is a leader not caring for its own. This is one who uses people as pawns, who has no compassion nor compunction. This will create an uprising, an uproar. I see people with fists in the air. How dare you? Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and welcome for anyone who's meeting me here for the first time. It's a pleasure to have you here. Just to let you know, I do have a look at the comments. So there is, I guess, a lot of comments, and I do try to reply to some of them. I've noticed that I know that and I call him my friend Trump. He just keeps popping up, so it doesn't mean he's my friend. I don't know him personally. He's no friend, but that's just a figure of speech. So he does pop up in quite a few episodes. Now, just so you know, I have no opinion one way or other about him, about the person he is. Like I say, I don't know him, about his politics. I don't feel that it's great to go invading other countries, but Spirit has said that inevitably this will actually lead to some releasing of for females around the divine feminine. So, you know, and Spirit has often said things are neither good nor bad, they just are. And he is called the catalyst. So what I do is I just share with you what I see. This is not my opinion. The good thing about this is I'm not involved in politics. I never have been. It interests me that much. It's all a bit of a farce as far, like it's just something that doesn't enter into my life. Same as watching the news on TV. It never has. So I don't know what one party's doing and what their policies are and things like that. It just holds no interest for me whatsoever. So saying that, I'm just going to relax in, and I'm aware that, so I have a friend now, he's a reptilian. He came to me around a year ago and gave me a little bit of a fright. I was in very high frequency, so I went to the angelics and then above them, and there was this reptilian. So that was my first experience with a reptilian. And I kind of just drew a cloak over myself and said, you know, can you hide me, shield me from him? Because he had a red moon behind him and he was a warrior. So he had all the battle gear on and he looked pretty scary. But I could tell he was very high vibration, and I kept hearing benevolent, 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 but nevertheless, I kind of hid myself. So he stayed with me for quite a few days. I was just aware of him on my left, and then I went to him and did some, I guess, conferring with him, and he told me that he was Horus and he was an Archon. So when I looked up Archon, I couldn't find anything about him, but that was because I spouted Arkon and it's Archon that I've discovered. So he was my first, I guess, dabble into something other than maybe actually angelics were, but really all this, I don't even watch sci-fi. Yeah, I don't even believe in angelics. So you can see I've come a long way through what I've been shown by Spirit. So, and what he said to me when I saw him was prepare for a battle of a lifetime. And so he comes to those who can see him. So actually he was there with me yesterday, and I went and did a channeling on my phone to him, and he was telling me that he's the commander, like he's the commander of a light army, and was kind of acknowledging that, see, I told you there was a battle and now you've become aware over a process of time. Now, obviously, I can't know all of this all at once. Things have to unfold in a way that I can handle as well. So just be aware that I bring you information from Spirit as it comes to me. I don't always understand it. Sometimes I think, what the hell? I'm told over and over again to just share what I get and that I am accurate. Some of the timelines I get, by the way, can be a little bit pushed out. I have noted that in the past, but anyway, he's here. And so maybe he just wants me to do a channeling for everyone. So I'm just going to close my eyes, do my thing, tune in and see what it is that he wants to share with everybody today. He's saying greetings, greetings from a higher place, a higher dimension, a higher realm, one that is even higher than you can imagine. This is a privilege and a pleasure to come through this vessel today. to share with you some extraordinary truths, those which may be a bit of a stretch to the imagination and which will discombobulate you and maybe give you a little bit of food for thought, something to walk away from this channel thinking about and shaking your head and wondering, but knowing there is a ring of truth to that which you are being told. I come to those who can hold a high vibration and channel me. Not everyone is able to reach these planes, these heights, and know of my awareness. I have been an ancient being, one that has been available to different seers across the ages, across the millennia. From this world, I have been depicted in hieroglyphs. I am present as a creature with a human body and an animal head on many ancient civilizations and on many ancient buildings. So I travel. I am inscripted onto many blocks which travel the earth in the forms of I think it's just like Egyptian things in museums, like monuments, things like this. And so I come to many great seers, those who are priestesses past and great. And I'm seeing like, looks like a Mayan. I don't know why it's Mayan. I just feel like this little kind of pygmy type person who's wearing some headpiece and holding something, shaking as if his eyes are rolled back, so able to communicate with other realms. There are some who I come to upon the earth as well. I have met with this vessel before and traveled with her in a previous episode. Her first, it was a winter episode. This was regarding so she having traveled to places before, but this time my traveling with her and showing her different eventualities. This was to help draw in numbers, draw in the crowd for the channel so that they could resonate with her, so she had something to share. And as time has gone on, her channel has morphed into something more, something giving you opportunity to work with higher truths and understand what is happening with the changes and elements that are unfolding as time progresses. Unfolding as time progresses, I feel that's the end of the sentence. There will be big events that come through this channel. She has her heads with others and has a sense of responsibility, one that weighs heavily upon her. That is true. One that will seek her to search out others and work as a team and make sure that the information she gets is as accurate as possible, given the nature of the information. Timelines being quite difficult to determine, time starting to warp already. And so you will notice there are shifts where things appear to speed up, where other aspects of information of your soul path are opening up to you, where you are able to grasp and reassemble certain gifts which you have carried through various other lifetimes. So I am a battler. I am a soldier of old. I commander many energetically and work on a plane in a way that may be difficult to understand. There are many of this race who are Draconian and primarily lower vibration, which resides still upon your earth plane. And this is a breakaway group, one of adolescence, you could say, one who did not determine I feel like the Federation Council ruling to create a veil between themselves and the human, finding ways around this, ways to infiltrate and I'm not quite grabbing the word, but it's almost like to take over the human body, the human psyche, the mind and soul. There are a number of carcasses who walk upon your earth, those who are no longer themselves, those whose soul essentially has left the body. This is an energetic takeover. There are many, many leaders who have signed away their power, their sovereignty through a various of nefarious means, not having full transparency, contracts being placed in front of them signing. This need not be by the pen. This can be an energetic acceptance. And therefore the takeover may begin. There are many, many, I keep saying this, young guy, David, there are many men in particular who are holding a very influential position with adolescents and the males, upcoming men upon your earth who bend their will towards control and debauchery and sadistic behaviors over women and others, thinking and enacting lower vibrational behaviors that I'm seeing, kind of like the guns and the I know, like gonna pop my mother effer, kind of this kind of thing. There's some big influences. These will give way if you are concerned about who your children are listening to, particularly your sons, who they're following, the lack of respect from your upcoming male towards the mother or females in the family. It pays to know what they are viewing, particularly I feel YouTube, who they are listening to and what is influencing them. These are influences which are significant and have come about via so through this takeover. This is intentional. This is to break the divine feminine rising at this time. This is to keep export, to maintain a lower vibration amongst the upcoming young men. This has had an effect. There are billions already affected around the world. This arrogance, this I can do what I like, this anti-everything, anti-female. There is also an impact into like sexual slavery, and I'm just seeing girls who are just looking good and really they're quite overcome by the masculine. This is something which will not hold. This will not hold. So know that there will be fingers pointing at this behavior. There will be mothers uprising. There will be a rising of the divine feminine and the energy associated with this. This is led by or upheld and held by, and I'm feeling like Mother Mary, by Mother Gaia raising up at this time, rising her vibration. There is a move into a more divine feminine space. Males needing role models, males requiring some outdoor activities, those which require some active bravado, that of making a fire, of camping, of fishing, of other healthy activities which allowed them to expend their energy in a very healthy way. Needing to be out from under the mother's feet, needing a masculine guidance and a rite of passage. This is something which has been lost in our current millennia, and it is very important to bring this back and looking to tribes of old and how to perform these initiation contests, I'm hearing. This is a sense of prowess, of competition, of being proud of one's masculinity, but in a way that's kind of more in the sporting and battling kind of environmental factors. Without these maybe activities or rites of passage, there is the potential for men, boys, and I'm seeing kind of overweight, becoming very whiny, very soft, relying on the females, looking to devices, feeling a little bit lost. There is also cultural norms which are to be upheld. Again, this must come from the elder, from the grandparents, from the ancients who still walk with us upon this earth. This is in cultures such as the Maori and the Aboriginal, remembering that sense of pride and passing on these cultural mannerisms and other forays. I can't quite grab the word, but maybe cultural performances and you know what I mean. I can't quite grab the word here. There is a battle that is carried out on this earth at this time. This is one, you could say, of good versus evil. I, as I say, am a light commander and I am assisting on this plane at this time. Please heed any warnings that are given. There are, oh gosh, I just wish I could find another word, but I'm getting, okay, I just got horrendous. I was going to say nefarious and I asked for another word. Horrendous activities which are about to play out upon the Earth's plane. This vessel having been provided with some insights and some information that will assist the simple steps that are required, not being difficult to administer in some countries, and therefore being prepared with plastics, with masking tape, with gas masks, with canned food, with an idea of timing and listening to warnings. There will be toxic fumes which will play out over large parts of the earth. This is unavoidable. This is something which must play out. This news is not brought to you for fear-mongering, neither with pride. This is something which will occur, and the warnings are dire. Do not underestimate this force. This will affect many, particularly in the Asian regions, particularly those who have no means to protect themselves. So spreading the word as best as possible and assisting where you can, knowing that it is not always possible to administer to all. There will be some rumblings, those of which haven't been seen before. The impact will be wide. The chemicals that are utilized being man-made and being infiltrating, spreading on tides and winds coming from the sea, being dispersed by the air and falling into waterways, crops, and carried on sea. This will have a harmful effect and toxic to certain sea life, and particularly difficult for children. So the ingestion of water being very important at this time. The water must be clean and filtered from toxins and not gathered from outdoor wells. The toxins will cause mass, what am I seeing? They've taken away the words, and now I'm seeing children running. I'm seeing people running. I'm seeing like overcome with fumes going into the respiratory system. It's like dust. There's mayhem. I'm seeing Mount Fuji in the background. So this is something that has been seen and talked about already on this channel, but I think this is just a way to share with many. So these toxic fumes piling, climbing, spreading. I'm just asking if they're coming from Mount Fuji itself, and I am seeing it just looks kind of blacker smoke than normal, maybe less steam, more black smoke. It's what I'm seeing, pilfering and infiltrating. This is being carried out as a timed directive. This is one that coincides with maybe other natural, perhaps rumblings or events. There is a combination of, and I'm seeing the stars, combination of nefarious activities within on the seabeds. I feel it could be at maybe the ring of fire. I'm seeing this flash again. I do feel like this is an explosive. I've seen a submarine. I was told that it was in stealth mode and subterranean, which I had to look up. And okay, I'm seeing rash. I'm seeing mucous membranes. I'm seeing children rubbing their eyes. I'm seeing crying, and sores on the arms. So this is harmful, toxic. Do not underestimate this. There may be shortages of certain types of food, and I'm seeing it settling in crops within Asia. So, and within the water of the crops, so it could affect things like rice paddies, rice production. I'm seeing some animals, cows, bloated and have perished in the fields. So they're drinking from the trough, drinking from waterways. Some of this is unavoidable, particularly in areas of maybe poorer areas. This has already been tested in the country of origin on regions not considered to benefit anybody, and the results have been quite remarkable. This is a leader not caring for its own. This is one who uses people as pawns, who has no compassion nor compunction. This will create an uprising, an uproar. I see people fists in the air. How dare you? The act of war barely concealed and being transparent through channels such as this. There will be much chatter. There has been much chatter, the 3 days of darkness, the flash of light. This is where it coalesces, and this is where those channels, those narratives must be taken note, where the howling at the door is where we are keeping vapors external to our properties, to our doors, to our windows. So making sure these are sealed and closed. This will obviously become more important in some areas more than others. There will be tidal wave activity that affecting, again, some of the island nations, and I'm hearing Philippines, Manila, so I guess that's telling me Philippines, maybe parts of Indonesia. Okay, so it's asking if there's anything else. This will be a reign of terror, literally in both sense of the word, that of toxic rain and that of a reign of a terrible power. There are leaders at this current time who are not working for the good of all and not working in unison. This is like a power trip. This is a declaration. This is saying, enough, we do not abide by your games, and we will now flex our power. You will feel the might of this country, and you will bow down to it. This will stun the world. I feel stun the world, and there will be pressure upon that nation. I feel it's the USA. and there will be perhaps a stunning or a silence and a I just see like a kind of like a shambolic response. There has been an overstepping of the mark, an arrogance, an effect on markets. This has not worked well. This is a ploy to maybe bend another's will. So mark my words, this is the beginning of something which will bubble and simmer and reach ahead in times going forward. So be aware that this is something which needs to play out. And I'm just seeing the anger again. I'm just trying to get some advice. So allowing this anger to move you, to ignite you, to release you from the shackles of leaning on nefarious leadership, and to come together as groups and to look after each other and to mind each other and to seek like minds, like truths. This vessel being one that has been chosen, this was a pre-birth contract to come forward, to awaken and to bring these truths forward, having the strength and tenacity to carry out this mission. So shooting not the messenger, she is a channel, she carries no opinions, she is asked and obliged to channel the information which we provide her. This being hard to hear, and one that about events as they transpire, this creating some I feel like argument or maybe opinions around the nature of this channeling. Yeah, here. It's not my fault, I'm just channeling. And so just taking that which resonates with you, and small amounts of preparation in any case, not being difficult to do, not being difficult to undertake, keeping on your laurels during this next maybe period of time. Seeking guidance, and I'm seeing a compass, so just a direction or knowing which way to point. She will remain online and we will speak through her. She has undergone much training and has become very efficient at sharing from many, many beings who all have the same, who are all just like the same, want the same thing for humanity, who are all here to support the cause, who are all here to help, to save lives, to raise up souls, to move into better tomorrows. So knowing that at the end of all of these maybe situations, there will be better tides ahead, just moving through this period of time, which may be extended over a few years, and knowing that on the other side of this will be more sovereignty, more freedom, and residing within a space of higher vibrations for those of you who are inclined to join this army, this journey. We leave you now. I always find it interesting. He says, we leave you now, but it's him. And I'm aware of, say, Baba. I feel always that there's more than one energy kind of coming through, but I'm not sure. But he said, we will leave you now. Okay. So this is just in line with previous channelings. I did do a recording around this, but it was very specific. I think it was for me. It kind of shocked me, so I don't feel like it was a really good one to put out. And so maybe there was just one that needed to come forward for everyone. So yeah, there it is. So you've heard that a couple of times from this channel now, and I'm sure there'll be more information as we maybe come closer to the time period, or more warnings or information. I'm not sure, but tune in, and this is all news for me too. So don't forget, I just get it before you guys. So as I always say, we're in this together. So let's just keep an eye on things. Don't go into fear. I've just heard go into lockdown, so maybe 3 days. We're going to know when there's a big event, okay? So that's going to be obvious. I've seen before that the light will be dimmed, and this is because of a big cloud, maybe ash and smoke, but there is something within that's toxic, and this is what we need to really be mindful of. Anyway, really not easy to bring these messages, as I've said before. It's so much easier to bring it through channeling than it is just to see it. I've seen visions psychically, but it's just so much easier to bring through channeling on something like this for me. So there you have it, another episode. And, I'm here, I'm of service. Like I said, don't shoot the messenger. And I look forward to bring you whatever unfolds in the next episode. So I think I'm going to be bringing through more. I feel like there's going to be more regular. I'm being told to channel every day, every day, every day. So some of that's for sharing, and some of that's from my knowledge. So on that note, I'll see you during the next episode, whenever that may be.